punch.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Tonight, Charlie Esser watches a DC animated film and will knock it down and compare it to Marvel all night. How many nerds could a Lilith Hellfire fight if a Lilith Hellfire could fight nerds? And me, I'm just happy not to be at work. Capes and Lunatics. Watch Batman Gotham by Gaslight right now. Hello and welcome to the Capes and Lunatics Friday Masterpiece Theater. I am Phil, and coming to you live with me is the beautiful, the sexy Charlie Esser.
Oh, it's not as funny if we all know who he's talking about.
Yeah, and
it's Charlie, the Professor Esser.
And the muscle.
His brains is beautiful.
And the muscle of our group.
Yeah, yo, Hellfire.
And like I said, we're gonna be watching Gotham by Gaslight. So if you want to watch along, get your digital, get your Blu-ray out. Then we're gonna start at the 15-second mark. It's right about to fade from black. All right, so shall we begin?
We shall.
Should we do a countdown?
Yeah.
You count it down, Philip.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Press that button.
That's what she said.
Already.
Sorry, I had to get it out of the way. It's Friday night, and this podcast is rated teen.
And the apple juice is flowing on their two sides.
And there is the great Gotham By Rail. Yes, a by rail that encircles the city.
Prostitutes.
Taking pedestrians where they must go.
Nothing says Victorian age like prostitutes.
So true.
Yeah, well, you know.
Bordellos and brothels and what have you.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Okay, so spoilers. Is this the Joker, and is he actually the killer? The MC.
No, and no.
I'm just saying. Like, I see that, and immediately I think we got the thing over his head. It looks like when he has his stand-up comedy routine, you know.
Ivy the plant lady. Yowza.
I know. How's he talking about Joker? There's Poison Ivy butt right there.
Yeah, but you know, we only get it for so long.
Phil, and it's okay.
Oh yes.
No, I mean, Poison Ivy's fine for someone who's going to get frigid in 5 minutes. You know, and honestly, that is the film's first. If this is Cinema Sins, that's our first sin. And here it comes. That you take a major
the whole Cinema Sins soundboard, because if it's Cinema Sins, and it's -1 because she's not giving me a lap dance.
Hey, she's an exotic dancer, not a stripper. Okay. No, there's actually there's many lines of differentiation. So, for example, a belly dancer is an exotic dancer, but belly dancer is not a stripper. A go-go dancer is an exotic dancer. A go-go dancer is a stripper.
Charlie,
a go-go dancer may give you a lap dance.
Well, she's trying to give this guy a much more in-depth lap dance. Yeah. So I think we can just all drop the pretentiousness of this one with Poison Ivy.
Yeah, I mean, this is realistic, though. It's like, hey, dark, forbidding stranger in a dark alley. Hey, yeah, come back to my place. But or she just
you know, if you read any of the like Gothic era romances, they make the girls pretty attractive.
Well, you know, you gotta be. Because not for nothing. if you're in this situation, you're selling the lack of effort.
A knife.
Yeah, I know. So what if we took a major Batman villain and killed her off in the first 5 seconds of the film?
What is this? Never mind.
It's an alternate universe. Oh,
yeah.
No. Hey, wait, look, it's the orphans. Hey, my name's not Dickie, it's Jason.
Yes.
And Tiny Tim Drake.
Yes.
Oh, sir.
Please, sir, can I have another Batarang?
Okay, now here's my biggest complaint about this. A complete lack of consistent accents for the people of Gotham.
What are you talking about, Kevin? No, I don't know.
So who's the redhead? And is there a redheaded Batman?
Well, Jason Todd was like a redhead, and then he like dyed his hair.
So he could be more like Dick.
So he looked like
he knows what Bruce likes.
Oh God.
Man has his type. No arguments. And there's Batman.
It's weird being able to see Batman's eyes.
He looks like the Batman from Batman versus Superman, the Vision sequence, kind of sort of.
I thought you were gonna say that future Damian Wayne Batman.
I was gonna say Batman 66, but that's okay. I was watching the porn parody of Batman 66 recently. Made me realize there's some really good actors out there.
There's what?
Some really there are actors in the pornographic industry who are like, oh dude, you actually can act. You actually know how to deliver a line and hit your mark and actually be a competent actor.
There's still a market for that stuff. God, the millennials have not killed that.
It is literally the only thing. The porn parody market is literally the only market that still exists.
Lilith, I mean, it's like, no, honey, I have to watch this for the podcast. It's research.
No. I'm just saying the porn parody market is literally the only market that still exists for porn. I mean, there is a lot of small scale fetish work that you can get. Basically, you can get your handful of guys or gals who will pay their $9.95 a week or a month to watch your exclusive things because those people feel they're in a relationship. And here we see Batman basically causing more problems for these impoverished orphans.
Well,
than he
saw.
Hey,
okay.
He's putting his money where his mouth is, Charlie. You're always like, how many orphans does he feed? Well, he's going to feed at least 3. Yeah.
Yeah, at the nuns' workhouse. I get it. Yeah, because, are there no workhouses? Yes, the Wayne Foundation workhouse.
Boy,
right down the block.
Jack's been busy.
And there's Pamela.
Oh.
Yeah, it's...
But here's my thing. Did this movie... This is an R, right? Yeah, it's R, but it says for violence. But like, if we didn't see as much, I guess maybe because of the blood. If we didn't see as much blood, would they need an R for this movie?
No, I think that's you're right.
Instead of laying in a pool
I think
of blood.
Once you,
well, since Killing Joke, people have been clamoring for the rated R thing. So
although too, I mean, there are like a lot of guys in this movie like calling women like whores and sluts, and is that part of it too or no?
The Victorian slut shaming, notorious, infamous even.
But look at this whole thing here. Okay, so here we have Bruce Wayne building this little carnival for people, rather than building factories for jobs.
Let them eat.
Yeah, he is providing the bread and circuses. The man is bad at his job. That's all I'm saying.
Bruce Wayne.
Here comes the blimp.
I mean, he had Alfred raising him. What can we expect?
Yeah. Or if we go by
that Gotham TV show, Batman and Bruce and Alfred thing to be canon. Totally smacked him around when he got out of the line. Yeah,
except until he started firing Alfred, and then the power dynamic totally changes, and now it's, I'm going to go dress up like a bat and run around and punch people, Alfred. What are you going to do? Well, I guess I got to help you.
So, I don't know, man. Like, I like Bruce Greenwood and everything, but
no, he's no Kevin Conroy.
If Phil said it, fight him, nerds.
Yeah. Oh, please! Okay, how many nerds are going to say, "Oh, Bruce Greenwood's a better Batman than Kevin Conroy"?
And they would be wrong, and that's okay.
But I'm saying, how many actual nerds would say that?
You know, there's at least 10.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Is Bruce Greenwood the guy who was Nowhere Man from the early Fox series?
I don't know. I don't know, Charlie.
And why does Hugo Strange have an accent?
Because he always has an accent.
It was kind of similar. Yeah, then he had a slight one. An
accent. That's all I'm saying.
In Batman the Animated Series, he kind of had an accent. It was kind of close to that.
Really?
What are y'all doing, Miss Cow?
This is the 13th movie in the DC animated universe film, like the rebooted one, the bad one.
And
can I just say I like Bullock with a wax mustache?
I was gonna say Bullock with the mustache.
I love that. I hope he incorporates that next season.
But he's not sloppy enough. He needs like some crumbs in that mustache or something.
Well, but that's the disheveled. That's the future Bullock. Back in this day and age,
nobody was disheveled.
He was a cultured man back then.
Yeah, really. Well, you notice that he's the chief of police. When I first saw him, I was like, "Wait, is that Police Chief O'Hara?" And then they called him Bulldog Bullock, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's supposed to be Bullock, but it's clearly Police Chief O'Hara."
I think every man in this has a mustache.
And why
except for Bruce Wayne? How do they not know he's Batman? He's the only guy without a mustache.
It's the Oliver Queen conundrum.
Yeah.
Where's Oliver Queen?
What I would like to know is, why does Gordon have red hair?
Maybe it's more of a strawberry blonde.
Well, they've been kind of doing that in the comics too. He's kind of red now. They've been kind of de-aging him.
Oh, they're
with them turning all the redheads into African American characters, we actually do need redheaded characters. So there you go.
Since New 52, they've been kind of de-aging Gordon.
They've been de-aging everybody. Damien's going to be a baby in a minute. Like a literal baby back in Talia's womb.
No, because kids don't de-age, but their parents get younger, so they eventually became teen parents. So, like, Bruce will be on, like, 17 and knock somebody up.
Well, that's what the problem with, like, Dick Grayson for a while is that everyone was like, well, he was getting older and older. He started as, like, 12 or 13 years old, and he got older and became Nightwing. And they're like, meanwhile, Bruce isn't aging. They were almost the same age at one point.
Lazarus Pit water.
No, they just buckied him, where they said, well, actually, he was much older when he started. He was actually a late teenager. He was 16, 17 when he started.
I don't know if that makes it worse or better, to be honest.
Or Bruce just gets that, or Bruce just gets plastic surgery.
That is in Gotham City, Lilith. If it's like Michigan, it's 16. And
well, that's true.
Then you can consent to be someone's sidekick, someone's ward, if you will.
Bruce is forever young. All those chemicals floating around in the Gotham River.
Well, not for nothing, it would not surprise me that Bruce juices.
Yeah,
because he's fighting a war against crime.
A 50%.
Why wouldn't he?
A Venom Lazarus Pit cocktail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we all remember that episode of Smallville when Oliver got hooked on the Venom or whatever it was.
There was a Legends of the Dark Knight arc where he was all
I was gonna
Venom.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to review that, love.
Okay, so why is there not a dark metal Bane Batman? Just out of curiosity.
Because everybody's sick of Bane.
What, in this?
I don't
know. We really don't even get like a Joker in this either. So I was like, because
they're switching it up. Be glad you guys know how I feel.
I'm surprised. I'm like, don't they throw the Joker and everything now? I thought he was going to be the killer. Even I was like, wow.
They're gonna tone down the Joker appearances with this Joaquin Phoenix thing. This is like a last hurrah.
Oh, what's everyone think of?
Oh no.
What's everyone think of Sister Leslie?
Is she supposed to be someone?
Leslie Tompkins.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, Lee Tompkins.
Yeah.
Isn't she dating Gordon? I don't know.
Just on that.
Just on Gotham. Yeah.
Gotham.
Yeah. That's the only Batman I watch is Gotham. So I thought when it was called Gotham by Gaslight, I was sort of saying, wait, why is there a Batman?
Yeah, you thought it was just gonna be like a steampunk episode of Gotham.
Well, it's so anachronistic anyway. We even know the difference.
Fighter nerds. Lilith, I need to record you saying "fight me, nerds." So I just need a button.
You got it, buddy.
Well,
you won't even have to say it.
Talking every single week, Phil. It's not like you couldn't just do a sample.
That's true.
I'll give you a professional job. Don't worry about it.
Anymore, she just she'll make some like controversial comment, and then she'll be like, just like hit the button.
Here's my question: do we ever see the Cock Robins again?
Well, what?
The Cock Robins. Do we ever see them? Because I only saw the first 15 minutes because I didn't know that was just a preview.
Yeah.
Do we see them again?
Yes, we see that. Robins.
Do we get Dickie?
We see all three of them again.
It's okay to say cock in reference to a bird. You're a little slow on that.
A doodle do.
Well, I can't say cock like cock-a-doodle-doo, like the cock crows at dawn.
I don't know.
Well, since we're doing that whole shtick, Pussy Willows.
Okay, Howard Stark.
Oh, got a bad case of pussyfoot.
I'm like the Oscars or something. They'll say the word and then they bleep them like 2 seconds after they say the word.
That's why you need a 7-second delay.
Yeah. You should know this stuff.
That's what I had with.
So Skype. This is Selena Kyle.
I think that's what I
who is for whom petticoats are in no way a limitation on her acrobatics.
Still has the whip too.
Of course.
Hey, look,
that's a signature.
Look, the shadow knows.
Ha cha cha.
Oh.
This kind of reminds me of Batman Year One. The animated
Professor Pig records coming up.
Where are they at?
I don't know.
Where are they at in the slaughterhouse?
Yeah. So what I want to know is where was she keeping that whip?
Underneath her petticoat on her thigh, actually.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got all those petticoats. You got to make them work for you.
The Batman.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Batman fights Jack the Ripper. See, I would have been more impressed if they had him fight Spring Hill Jack. People go to that Jack the Ripper way too much. That's all I'm saying.
Name recognition, man.
Tried and true and trite.
Branding.
But Spring Hill Jack actually is has a superheroic tie-in, and you can actually do something interesting with a Spring Hill Jack character where you tie him in. You could then you could introduce a Spring Hill Jack in Gotham by Gaslight, then have a Spring Hill Jack show up in modern day Gotham, so that you actually have, rather than always just, here's the Victorian era version of this character, say, let's have a modern version of this Victorian era character.
Oh, yes.
I'm just saying, you can do it.
The Butcher.
This voice work is not the best.
What?
I'm not feeling the voice work, to be honest.
Whatever, all of it. Trapdoors.
Yeah.
I like the aesthetic, though.
She called him a butcher. Why? Because he had the because they're in the slaughterhouse and he had the cleaver.
Well, no, because he murders lots of people and cuts them up.
You will.
He's perfect.
He Batmaned her.
Dude, I still want to learn how to do that.
You had to have people who were very self-involved and distracted by their own words.
Perfect.
Yeah, really. You can do that to any millennial.
That's your homework for this week, listeners. Try to Batman at least one millennial this week.
Okay. Wait. Why is Gordon sleeping with his daughter?
That's his wife.
Oh, his wife's name is Barbara.
They named their children after themselves. Don't you know that?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
It's like Gilmore Girls.
Freaking narcissist, like my father.
So he married Stabby Babs is basically what we find out. Does she wind up being the butcher?
Well, Gotham did something weird with Barbara that, for the show it works, but like just
they drove her insane.
They
drove her insane, gave her like the electroshock, and now she's like just like kind of happy.
Every single girl Jim has ever been with has lost their mind. I'm just saying.
Oh no, the Lilith Hellfire and Crystal theory about Jim's genitalia making.
He's the Joker. Only it's not those kind of chemicals.
Oh jeez.
I have no.
She's saying coitus with Jim Gordon drives women insane.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's possible. he's got that Joker gas in his wing dang diddle. Yeah.
I could go for a cup of tea.
If we are going to take anything from the Dark Knight series, it's that. Yeah, they poured tons of that freaking fear chemical into the water supply. Nobody seemed to care.
Nobody noticed because Gotham was already nuts.
Oh, the killer is approximately 6'3" and a left-hander, hey?
Hey, giving lefties a bad name.
Why, are you a lefty?
Yeah.
You
know what, though? Here's what I'll tell you. If you're dual dexterous, that's the best.
I'm ambidextrous.
Yeah, ambidextrous. Thank you. I forgot the word. You kill people with your left hand, but do everything else with your right, and no one suspects you because they say, "Well, he's left-handed." Says, I can't be left-handed. I'm right-handed.
Don't give her ideas.
Don't think I didn't already know that.
Or
yeah, I know. I'm sure Lilith. Here's what I tell you: that Lilith so willingly admits that she's ambidextrous means she does not fear the law.
I'm not going to say fight me cops because I love my law enforcement officers at every level.
So is he just going to do this every time?
Well, you have to Batman Gordon. No matter what area.
Gordon lives for that.
I know, but hasn't it only been like less than 5 minutes since the last Batman or something? Did we just do that a lot? This
He's on his way home. He had, it's not like he has a Batmobile in this version. He has to hit everybody on the way home. What's he gonna do? Go back out and do it?
This is I'm getting American Psycho vibes right now.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know why.
No, later. I was going to say, who's he? He's on bed with anybody, but just wait. Pottage.
He looks more like Superman in his design work than Batman.
Wait. Did you just hear that?
I was reading it. What?
There's a Mrs. Portage who works there. There's actually another servant. Alfred does not have to do it all by himself. There's actually another staff member.
Hey, man, goodness. Moon Knight had at least 2 people. He had a maid and a butler.
Yeah, but did they know he was Moonlight?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So does Mrs. Portage know that he's Batman? That's the question.
I don't know. Do we even see her? I'm trying to.
No, it's just a little.
It's just in a dress. It makes him feel safe.
It's just a name drop to make it seem more believable.
Oldest school gym master Harvey Dent.
Gotham solicitor.
Gotham.
Monarch Theater.
Hey, do you know who is doing the voice work for Alfred anyway?
Who?
I can't believe it. It's Anthony Head. It's Giles from freaking Buffy. Or the King from Arthur. You know, whatever.
Dancing girls. Showing some thigh.
Hey, Bruce Timm is Arkham Radio Man at least.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you notice that this song is about J. Augustus? Just saying, Mr. J.
Women, W-I-M-M-E. There's a lot of butts in this one.
Maybe that's why it's really loud.
Woohoo!
So this is like the Moulin Rouge, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't see that's the thing. I don't imagine
even Dent has the pencil mustache. Everybody but Bruce.
I'm just gonna say I don't see Gotham as Paris or Berlin. Gotham has got to be New York or London, and they don't have a Moulin Rouge there. You know, Berlin didn't even have a Moulin Rouge until like the 20s. You know.
Batman's fighting Jack the Ripper, and that's what you don't believe. You can't believe.
I don't believe any of this. I still don't know why we haven't gotten a cock robin yet.
Well, that's the ongoing joke now. You know, Tara Strong is the voice of Timmy, so maybe she was just really busy.
Timmy.
Timmy.
All right, I have a problem with this scene where she's changing. Like, I'm gonna watch Lilith will say she does, but what woman puts her boots on first and then puts like the rest of her outfit on?
Well, you know, Selena is a woman with a certain reputation. You gotta be ready to
just she's used to being naked with just boots on.
To put it simply, she's not wearing as many petticoats as would be the standard of the day. For those of you who've seen The King and I, you know what I'm talking about.
And she's used to being naked, just wearing boots. I gotcha.
No, it's not that. It's just that the amount of petticoats she's wearing is much less. So she's probably like wearing like one pair of bloomers and then puts on her boots and then pulls the dress over top. She doesn't have multiple layers. There's not a lot to have to go through.
What I want to know is why they make the distinction of Barbara Eileen Gordon. I didn't even know she had a middle name, Mama Gordon. So,
unless are they trying
to just to make sure you know he's not sleeping with his daughter.
I was gonna say, so people like Charlie Esper are confused and like, why is he sleeping with his daughter? Maybe.
Yeah.
Like
so they're doing like a Batman Year One where she's pregnant with the baby at the time, and which means that 30-year-old Bruce is.
Well, that's what I was thinking too.
Person that wasn't even born yet.
Like the comic was like a one-shot, but do you think they would ever do like a sequel to this movie? And they could
it was a one-shot, but didn't Flash make a reference with Accelerated Man to this particular?
Maybe.
So I feel like when they do stuff like that somebody said, "Hey, I got an idea. Put this on ice."
So there is a Flash in this universe, or there could be.
There could be.
Okay, I would be very cool with that. I would be very cool if we get to see other Victorian era superheroics.
Look at her wearing a top hat. Who does she think she is? Zatanna?
Is this the
she
first
thinks
one?
She's
What?
This is like the first one with the comic book. It was like the first one with the Elseworlds tail, or like an Elseworlds logo, and like forever.
I think it was like the first Elseworlds, because Charlie was asking me like when it came out, wasn't it like late 80s or early 90s?
I don't know, man.
It was 89.
89. Yeah.
First of all, I think Pirate Batman predates this.
But I think this is official. Like it's the first official Elseworlds tale, like labeled as such, accepted as a canonical alternative universe.
Yeah, it's the first Elseworlds. It's like its own separate thing. Yeah.
Okay, so then you know it has to be post-crisis.
If they're gonna start doing Elseworlds, they need to do the one where Bruce Wayne gets a Green Lantern ring.
No.
Why?
No. He would ruin it.
No, just him and Sinestro. Just what would happen is Sinestro would never have been kicked out of the Corps.
They'd be best friends.
Bruce would have said, "Oh no, I totally get it, Sinestro. I see why you were the greatest Green Lantern."
And didn't Sinestro possess Joe Chill or something weird?
Yeah.
Well, maybe later,
Well, that's what it happened.
They did okay with the metal counterpart of that one, so maybe. I don't know. I'm sick of Batman. There, I said it though. I'm sorry.
Well, I said let's get some solo Nightwing movies going. I mean, they had them in Titans. They did.
You can't do a Nightwing. The problem is, Phil, you doing a solo Nightwing without establishing Robins in the Batman universe is like, something crazy, like doing a Venom film without an established Spider-Man hub to the universe. It would be ridiculous and would be a waste of time.
I can't wait to see it.
Nightwing's established in the animated universe. I mean, we had that bad
in the
blood
animated universe. Okay, yeah, so we could do a Nightwing anime.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, she was talking about the animated stuff, and she's sick of Batman. Let's do some Nightwing.
I don't know. Is there a solo Nightwing story?
Oh, there's plenty. Grayson was.
He's had his own
but he's like doing better than Batman books at times. So there is a market for it.
Let's get that Chuck Dixon.
No, but what I'm saying is, so here's what I'm saying. I think of Nightwing. I think of the Titans. I think of who he teams up with. No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying what is Dick Grayson's big arc? So, like, for example, if you say
when he first went to Bloodhaven.
Okay, so there's a place called Bloodhaven that Phil knows about that maybe other people in the world know about too. I'm just saying, unless it's Disco Nightwing. Yeah. I mean, I'm all down for a Nightwing film. I just don't know enough about Nightwing to say, here's the quintessential Nightwing arc that you would have to tell. Here's the villain he would fight. Here's the story. And don't say Slade, because then everyone's going to say, oh, it's just like Teen Titans.
Stop it, Stanley!
Mr. Marvel. Oh, no, it's the Shadow again.
I'm just saying. For what it's worth, Phil, you still haven't said, here's the quintessential Nightwing arc.
Said it was the beginning of his first ongoing series when he first goes to Bloodhaven.
Okay, and what happens in that arc? Who's the villain of the piece?
Blockbuster.
It's so nice.
Okay. Not the video store, Lilith. The super villain.
So
same difference, really. Blockbuster at one time was quite the super villain.
I'm telling you, give me an elevator pitch right now. How does this story happen? What is Dick Grayson's thematic arc?
21
he goes to Bloodhaven.
21 dead bodies float up the river, the Gotham from Bloodhaven. Batman sends Nightwing down there. There's like a big criminal mastermind who no one knows who it is. And because Blockbuster was like a stupid idiot at this point, but he got an upgrade, and now he's he's basically like the Kingpin almost, but he's like Wilson, but he's bigger and stronger.
Yeah, it's like Flowers for Rhino, but before Flowers for Rhino, so cool.
Oh, please give me time, man. I'll give you 20 Nightwing arcs you could animate or.
I say do it this time as Grayson personally.
Oh, the spy stuff. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
That could be at least
the Grayson stuff I totally get. But that's recent.
That'd be like a different genre too,
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, you could do with the Grayson. Here's what I'll say. I think the Grayson arc is easier to sell than the Nightwing arc.
And it's not as much as like masks and stuff. It's more, the spy stuff.
Exactly. Because I think maybe the idea of, especially if you want to introduce Dick Grayson as a character, you do better saying he is moving away from the Batman.
Better than Batman, you say?
I agree.
Obviously, I think that's been said many times.
Fight me, nerds!
Dude, now all I'm picturing is Giles. Like, I'm just waiting for Buffy to show up at this point.
Giles is Alfred.
Willow, Xander, somebody.
I didn't catch that. And now what? Next time I watch this, that's all I'm going to hear.
Is that the same actor who did Giles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I didn't know he did voice work.
She said he's the voice of Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, everyone needs work. And that's a place you can get work, especially if you don't have to do a different voice.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, he killed Sister Maggie.
There's a special place in Arkham Asylum for people that kill men.
Who was Sister Maggie?
Or not Sister? I'm sorry, I'm mixing up with Daredevil. No, Sister Leslie.
Yeah.
Oh, Sister Leslie. Oh, okay. Then now the emotional weight of the scene, because you told me who Leslie Thompson is, that it's Sister Leslie Thompson. And, for what it's worth, most nuns, actually take a completely different name than their actual name. But sure, why not?
Well, I don't know if they ever actually said her last name in this, but it's just that's who it's supposed to be. Hugo Strange.
I gotta get me some Hugo Strange glasses, man.
I've always wanted glasses like that with no sides on it, just like the lenses.
Oh, I didn't even realize they didn't have sides. Because I was going to say, you have glasses like that. You wore them when you were Daredevil.
Yeah, the red ones, yeah, but they have the sides on it.
They have the sides, yeah. Yeah, no, those kind of glasses aren't comfortable at all, and they don't stay on your face very well at all. Unless you're using, like, spirit gum, which I'm guessing he's using. Or he's in constant pain pinching the bridge of his nose.
Or he is the angular.
Yeah, that's why he's so strange.
Yeah, that you know what? Like all supervillains, it's basic just discomfort. And then they put him in prisons without toilets.
I once was a good man, but then my sunglasses caused me great pain.
Put on glasses.
Now I'm evil. My glasses turned me evil.
I don't know about anyone else, but I think there are way too many top hats in this film.
There's no such thing as too many top hats. What's wrong with you, Charlie?
Everyone has top hats and facial hair.
Top hats are a very specific. Actually, Hugo Strange isn't wearing a top hat. I don't know what he's wearing.
He's wearing his own jam, okay?
A giant bowler or something.
Himself.
He's got a weird hat, but no, I'm just saying.
I agree. Everyone's
people
got
wear top hats.
Everyone's got top hats and facial hair.
They were really more ceremonial garb than something that people just wore around.
The whole town is like an Abe Lincoln complex.
Yeah. Well, that's the point of the top hat. Look, it makes you taller, and it was something.
The kids are back.
Yeah, see, we got our cock robins back. Yay! But still no Dickie, because he ran away and joined the circus.
And that's why Bruce built it. He wanted him to come back.
So if one's Jason and one's Tim, who's the other one then? If it's not
Damien.
No, the redheaded one. It's actually supposed to be the female Robin from the Dark Knight series.
Oh, Carrie Kelly.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Carrie Kelly. But they didn't. But they couldn't actually work it out that they had a female character unless she's a female character dressed as a boy. But you just never find it out.
She's an orphan. She can't afford petticoats.
Yeah.
Where do you buy them? Petticoats.
In fact, I think that might actually be the case.
She knows. Kill her. Snap her neck. Nobody can know your secret. Hashtag Arrow reference.
No one can know my secret.
Slap.
Did Arrow actually kill someone to
not
protect
someone.
his good idea.
I thought you watched that first season. He's dropping bodies left and right, and then every other season he was all hypocritical and telling everybody else not to kill.
Not the vigilante we needed, but definitely the vigilante we deserved.
So close. The old lady said, "Mark me." I was waiting for her to say, "Mark my words."
What's the old lady? Does she have a name?
That's Julie, right?
Something. Plot device, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm like looking for like some kind of connections. I think she seems like she could be a Harley Quinn, you know? She seems like someone who could be a doctor of psychiatry if she applied herself.
He's reaching. He wants that Joker.
I don't know why. I just want over Joker and Harley Quinn.
Some kind of tangential Joker link. He wants it, man.
I want some kind of tangential reference to something here.
Just enjoy the steampunk aesthetic, Charlie.
First off, we've seen nothing that's actually steampunk. Let's be honest. This isn't a steampunk Batman. This is a low-rent Batman. This is a low-tech Batman.
His grapple gun wasn't steampunk?
Well, his grapple gun is never actually particularly...
Yeah, but in the using it in the Victorian era isn't steampunk?
No, because actually it's the same basic principle. It's like either gunpowder or compressed gas.
Mm-hmm. Did they ever explain why he switched masks here?
No, yes, just for the hell of it.
And yeah, spoiler alert, it is a man. That's a man, baby!
Oh, we don't want this to be
Jack the Killer.
Phantasm of the Batman all over again. So freaking mad! Thanks, toys! Damn toys spoiling movies.
Bruce, we can't be together because I do the exact same thing you do.
Eat them! Eat them!
That's what I was waiting for. I thought they were going to go Walking Dead on him.
Soylent Green!
You know,
come on!
Yeah, Batman, just stand there with your mouth hanging open, Batman, while the killer gets away.
This has a very negative portrayal of mental illness.
Well, all Batman iterations do.
Exactly. He's always beating on some
mentally ill person. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, in that case, the patient's in charge of the psych ward.
Were you talking about this show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Batman in general. We all know he's crazy.
Oh, I meant us, but okay.
Oh. I guess straight jackets for Christmas presents this year.
Oh, is Jack the Ripper supposed to be Harvey Dent?
Why do you want to spoil it? Don't you want the full experience, Charlie?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I guess it?
No, but I'm just saying.
When you mentioned he changed masks, it was like,
you're saying he had two faces. Okay,
exactly.
I see. I see where you're going with that. You were wrong, but I mean,
and there was some. Okay, it's fine if I'm wrong, and then say no. Actually, that's not what it is.
I'm sorry, you're wrong.
See, I have not watched this yet.
You're playing.
No, but that's fine. That's okay. Yeah, it probably would be more helpful if you had.
He's making a slow getaway on the blimp, Governor.
Yeah. Nobody's driving the blimp.
Just use the door next time. Jeez.
I wonder why they didn't do a direct adaptation of the comic book. This is like really kind of.
Maybe I mean why? You mean like change?
Point that nobody is driving the blimp. Like literally, no one is
that's like a metaphor for the DC animated universe.
Yeah, seriously.
It's not like there's like dozens of bodies laying around. Like he killed the driver. No, he jumped on this blimp. This was an unmanned blimp.
Maybe he just threw the body out the door or something.
Magic.
There's probably like a dead blimp driver like on a roof somewhere.
I don't know. I'm just saying. It makes me wonder how. I think that blimp was just a boondoggle.
You never learn, Charlie Esser. You're always looking for logic in like a DC movie.
See, and now the blimp's going to crash. And watch, they filled it with hydrogen, not helium. Because you got to have a Hindenburg reference.
Yes.
You gotta have a
It'd be a waste if you didn't.
Hydrogen gas, that magical element in the DC universe, in the DC multiverse.
And this is where
hydrogen is magical, and they have no toilets. These are the laws that govern the DC universe.
Literally explains everything about the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
Does the blimp burst into flames? Do we get a Hindenburg moment?
Oh, is that why Jack's evil? Because he doesn't have a toilet?
Possibly. I have no idea what his
Hugo Strange was evil because of the glasses, and maybe Jack didn't have a toilet.
I mean, he could be evil for any number of reasons. His hat could be too tight.
Yeah. Just DC.
I think
that's what drove the Grinch evil. His shoes were too tight. Yeah, that whole thing about his heart being 3 sizes too small. It was actually that his shoes were too tight.
Let's shoot at the blimp. Nothing bad's gonna happen. Nothing bad could possibly happen now.
See, and again, a hydrogen-filled blimp. You see, this is what you know. Okay, so here's the whole blimp. No, let me make a point here. Okay, this is about the poor management of Gotham. First off, unmanned blimp, because they want to have that blimp in the sky. So people think, oh, there's a blimp in the sky, we're safe. But it's just an autopilot.
I'm telling you, he killed the guy and threw him out the side.
Okay, but even then, there's one guy in it who's just trying to keep this dang blimp afloat. He's not actually watching out for crime.
It's the Victorian era. They're not rolling a dough where they can pay 2 blimp drivers. Come on.
But this is the point: is that I will guarantee you, Tolliver has a lot of stock in Gotham Blimp Incorporated, and the blimp contract somehow went there. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe.
Okay, why do they have revolvers? Okay, no, let's just stop for a moment.
Steampunk, baby.
No, revolvers aren't steampunk. Revolvers are well into the mid 1800s.
This is set in 1892.
This is set in 1800. Then it's not steampunk at all.
1892, the Bruce Wayne sailed the ocean blue. Okay,
1892 is only steampunk if you consider the Time Machine steampunk, and the Time Machine isn't steampunk. The point of steampunk is that
movie itself. I just know that the actual comic book is set in 1892. That's all I can base it on.
Yeah, well, I'm not even sure if steampunk was a term back in 1988 when you say this book was originally written. When you say this book was written.
1989 is what I said, actually.
Are you doubting Lil Hellfire's DC cred and internet
1989.
You said 1989. Well, still, that's not too much different than 1988, but yeah. I'm not sure if steampunk was a term in 1989.
Only Governor Coppers. Well, I don't think they ever said steam in the book, but
not in the book. This is how they describe it.
You guys threw this out, but this is what I'm saying. Phil has classified this as steampunk. I said it wasn't steampunk because it takes place too late in the 1800s to really be steampunk.
I am just trying to.
Plus, there isn't any actual steampunk technology in it.
I am just trying to define it in terms that your Marvel mind can accept, Charlie.
I can accept all kinds of terms, Philip. I like cowboy books, okay? That's steampunk. 1860s is steampunk.
A cowboy? Wait, John Wayne was steampunk? What?
No, not John Wayne, but Wild Wild West is steampunk. It's often argued to be like the origin of the steampunk genre. The concept of steampunk is something where technology far exceeds the technology that was available at the time. So Tesla is considered like the godfather of steampunk, because people /write. Why are these people watching? Why is Bruce Wayne in a body house? Oh no, he's in a carriage. Okay.
So
he just has a sex carriage.
So Selena picked them up to try to get away, and the cops stopped them. So the easiest way to let them not see him as Batman is for them to get naked, I guess. So they're not.
Well,
I guess they're not
going
to search the carriage if they see two people when they're doing it.
Well, they see Bruce Wayne and he's doing it. Let's be clear here.
What?
It's Mr. Wayne.
Master Wayne.
Mr. Wayne. Only Alfred calls him Master Wayne because calling him Master Bruce is actually a diminutive. People don't realize that. When he calls him Master Bruce, same way that he calls Master Nightwing Master Dick, he's actually saying, you are still a child to me.
How are we getting here? I thought we were talking about Selena touching his batarang.
So you're the one that's always talking about batarangs. See, someone killed the old lady.
The one who had blackmail on Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Nobody can know my secrets.
That's not going to come back and bite him.
Well, I imagine it does. I imagine someone's going to make the point that she accused him of, and they're going to assume that she was accusing him of being the Ripper. And we don't know. She might have been accusing him of being the Ripper. She might have thought he was the Ripper. Much in the way that the Grey Gargoyle thought that, the Dark Avenger Spider-Man was Batroc.
So does she have a baby huntress in the oven now or no?
Well, they did just have sex, and by the laws of the DC universe, that does mean she's pregnant.
No, I thought Bruce Wayne can only conceive a child when he was like forced against his will.
Yes, that's why there will be a baby, is the spawn of Wonder Satan. Baby.
Did you say Satan?
I still don't get the sex scene in Wonder Woman. I'll be honest with you.
Okay, Charlie, when a man and an Amazon love each other.
Well, except it wasn't love. They just met.
Yeah, when they lust after
one another. It was childhood infatuation. And really, let's be honest here, Wonder Woman at that point in her life was very much separated from the world. She was very much a naif when I kind of feel he took advantage of her. I'm just going to say that. I think Steve Trevor took advantage of Wonder Woman in that scene.
Oh, that dog of mine.
Fight me, nerds!
Yes, well, please, nerds, do fight me.
How polite he is. Please, nerds, do fight me. And Lilith's like, F it, I don't care. You fight me, nerds.
So is the movie over now, or is there like still another half hour to this?
Well, you think the sex? They end at the sex? They didn't catch the killer yet.
I don't know. Well, they're doing a dramatic swell, and they're looking out the window. Oh yeah.
He thinks that Batman is so incompetent that he won't catch the killer. That's what he's saying to you, Phil. I think you might have to fight Charlie. Nerd fight, come on. That's kind of funny.
Marlene Mahoney, that was the lady's name.
Oh, Marlene Mahoney.
Like we cared.
No, I was gonna say Matches Mahoney. No, that's Matches Mahoney.
Close enough.
It's Satan's mother. Marlena Dietrich. That's who Catwoman was trying to be by wearing the top hat. Because they've decided to make her a singer. Because singers in the Victorian era, they made billions of dollars. Yeah.
Every joke is not for everybody, Philip. Thank you.
I know.
I'm just saying, it's a little inconsistent there that we see Pamela Ivy,
Isley,
basically still hoeing it out because she can't make ends meet. Where Selena Kyle is like
in the garden, right? I'm trying.
Oh, did you catch that though? Did you catch what they just did? They had Harvey close one eye. Because one half of his face is
closed.
Yeah, they're doing that thing.
It's like it's different. Like he has two faces. We get it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, you got to catch these things.
All
they're giving us, man.
Blinky?
No, it's all good. Don't worry. I got it.
I had to smack around my boyfriend. That's all.
I had to yell at the dog.
Zip it, Rocco.
Never Rocco. It's always the other one.
Oh, you play favorites with your children. I see.
I do. I make no bones about it. He is the only dog with the Facebook photo album. Don't tell the other two.
Oh, wait till the dogs revolt and can use Facebook.
So Blackgate Prison, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not Iron Heights. Missed out.
No, Blackgate. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Batman. It's usually Blackgate or Arkham. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just.
I know.
It's Blackgate if you're an actual criminal. Arkham if you're a crazy criminal.
I think Iron Heights was only a flash thing.
Really, he should be.
CW took it and used it everywhere.
Yeah. Well, but that actually makes sense because it is, you have your prison industrial complex, you have your central supermax prison that you're going to send people to. Because nobody wants a supermax prison in their backyard.
All right, everyone look. He's in his cell. Does he have a toilet? I don't see one.
Nope.
Of course he doesn't have a toilet.
It's DC Universe, I know.
He doesn't even have a hole in the corner. Like, what the heck?
No bucket, nothing.
I guess he flings it at the guard when he's ready.
Bat monkey.
I'm sorry, here's what I'm gonna say. It's less out of place in an episode set in 1892 than anywhere else in the DC universe. Because theoretically he could at least pee out the window or poop out the window. And that's usually what you might have in this situation. You would have the moat, and that's what goes in the moat. For those who don't know, that's what was in moats. That's why castles had moats. Actually, that is true. That is why castles had moats.
Nasty. Something I could have gone my whole life without knowing.
Yeah. Well, because you had to have cesspools. Because if you didn't have a cesspool, you would basically have a lot of disease going up in your head.
And as old as back in as long ago as that was, Lil, think about it. I mean, you want to keep your enemies out. What do?
Mm-hmm.
Put a poop pond in your front. Put a poop pond in your front yard.
Boiling hot tar, I guess.
Nothing says keep out than a poop pond in your front yard.
Yep.
He's drawing stick figures?
Yeah.
That's his whole defense.
He looks like Elvis Presley right now. Like I just can't focus.
With the sideburns and the
that's a good point. The black stripes are not consistently drawn. They're actually doing something with that they used to do in the old cartoons where they'd have a pattern and they just move the character over the pattern.
I thought you were going to say he was wearing, it's like a Rorschach costume.
No, I'm just saying that it's like, yeah.
Oh, I forgot this part. Charlie, you didn't get to this part yet, did you?
I've only seen the first 15 minutes of this film.
Guess who that big guy is beating up on the other prisoners? Cyrus Gold. He's like, who?
Grundy, come on.
They got to kill him so he can become Grundy.
Ooh, Bruce might like that.
Oh, take that, snack cake.
Yeah, so basically,
you can't have my cornbread.
Who ate my pudding?
So he opens up by cheating in the fight, basically.
That's Batman.
You do what you got to do, man.
Batman don't fight fair.
Yeah.
Batman don't fight fair. That's why he beats up on the insane and
he has an unfair advantage from the beginning, Charlie. He has all that money. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, yeah. I mean, lifetime of work and no obligation.
He was born with an unfair advantage.
He is history's greatest monster. At least Lex Luthor came from nothing and killed his parents for the insurance money to build his empire.
You can lie on Luthor.
Well, yeah, I said in some stories.
Yeah. It's all Luthors all the time. But so what?
Lena, Lillian, all of them.
Even though Bruce was wearing a guard outfit, you know, nobody recognized Bruce Wayne. Probably isn't he like well known in Gotham?
Well, Lillian has society, maybe not the everyday.
Yeah,
person.
I mean,
Isn't that how that works?
Before flash photography was common in newspapers.
Oh,
so people.
Oh, look,
people would draw pictures.
Oh, Selena almost slapped Harvey, man. Almost scarred up one side of his face. Yeah, the wrong side of Harvey Dent. Yeah, man, he'd be having like red face on one side.
One side of his face is lower than the other.
Dude, they should have done.
Are you sure Harvey Dent's not the killer?
Yeah, I watched this. No, it's not Harvey Dent. We already went over this.
I love my Price is Right sound effects. I love it. I love it.
They don't do it to Bullock, do it. Bullock's not the killer, is he?
There's the orphans.
Yeah, there's our orphans.
They're driving the carriage. There's just something that's very amusing about that to me.
Tiny Tim Drake.
Mm-hmm. You watch. They're going to call the redhead Kelly at some point.
Oh, but I missed it. I think we missed it in the beginning when the kids are in the alley and didn't Jason have like that pipe that kind of bent at the top? I was like, man, that's almost like a crowbar looking almost.
You're reaching, bro. You're reaching.
Listen, bro. He should have been wearing a red cap or or no.
A red shirt, if you will.
Or maybe the third kid's name is Artemis or something.
Mm-hmm.
You shut your mouth.
Stephanie. Fight co-host. Stephanie. Yeah, but she's not blonde though.
Uh-oh. A slow-moving pillar will fall on that character, and they will be helpless to move out of the way.
Oh no, it's coming, and I can't do anything to stop it.
Is that an anvil?
Don't Wile E. Coyote me, bro.
Is that Ace?
Ace the Hound. Yeah, but is that Batman's dog?
Dude, the next dog I get, I have to totally name Ace now.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Yeah, she's not an actress. She's clearly a song and dance girl. She wasn't doing Lady Macbeth up there. See, that would have actually been believable. But I guess they wanted a butt shot.
Uh-oh.
Dude, every single movie with a secret door, that's how they find it.
Mystery cliche? What is this, Scooby-Doo?
Yeah,
Hello, wife. Hello, wife, not daughter of Jim Gordon. How dare you walk?
I think she might have a little stabby babs in her, bro.
Did you just call Batman a streetwalker?
No, he's
walking here off the street.
So wait, so Gordon's the killer?
Gordon has a secret compartment. Ooh.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
And he has all these articles about the killer.
Along with his medals.
You guessed it, Charlie Esser. Jim Gordon's the killer. Even though it makes no sense.
I like the comic book better.
Well, the original killer in the comic book, he's not even in this movie.
I know.
Oh, who's the original killer in the comic book?
Wasn't it like Bruce Wayne's uncle or something?
It wasn't his uncle.
Yeah.
It was somebody that was close to the Wayne
family. Like a friend of the family
who
was kind of like an uncle to him. Yeah.
Obsessed with Martha. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will never believe that the Waynes were like only children. Doesn't make any sense to me.
You're a horrible bat vigilante, but there's your Two-Face. There's your Two-Face.
There we go.
Barbara Gordon as Two-Face.
Don't give Gotham any ideas. Has that Harvey Dent ever showed back up, by the way, on Gotham?
It's been a while. No, he shows up for 5 minutes, and then you don't see him for like you might see him once or twice a season for 5 minutes. Yeah,
just enough to make sure that they renew his contract, so he can't get out of it.
We can't scar him up until Batman.
Well, I mean, they replaced Poison Ivy 3 times, so you know.
Oh, yeah, I know. What was wrong with that second actress?
Yeah, well,
I mean,
nobody liked her apparently.
Unless she wanted to
leave. She didn't
leave.
test well.
I liked her. She seemed.
The grown-up actress, or
yeah, the grown-up actress.
One of the child actresses. Okay.
You could tell. I mean, you could tell him the camera wearing his coat.
That's what a bicycle mustache will get you. Crazy. Insanity.
He ejected her. It said groans. I was like, yeah, Gordon's the killer groans. Even the characters are like, it's Gordon groan.
Oh, this reminds me of a movie I was watching on Netflix called Catch Hell with Ryan Phillippe. Yeah, so, I wouldn't say Phillippe, but you've been roofied.
She pulled out the whip.
Whips and chains excite him, apparently.
That's what him and Lil have in common. Oh no, it's capes and chains. I'm sorry.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not buying any of this. I'll be honest with you.
That's what we said.
Plot twist for the sake of plot twist.
Convenient plot point. Convenient plot point is convenient. I have learned that.
It's not even convenient. It's nonsensical.
Well, he was a character in the movie. Convenient.
Oh, I want me a bat cycle that looks like this.
Okay, this is literally the most steampunk aspect of the entire show, that he has a motorcycle in 1892.
It's Victorian era. You have to say literally. You harlot, I smell you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
What
is that she's drawing on this light? That you should see coming a mile away.
Crank it.
Literally.
Yeah,
literally,
we all saw that a mile away.
Saw coming a mile away. Literally.
All I gotta see, and that's steampunky because she gave it 3 cranks and now it's fully illuminated.
And she made it, and she did it with, what was that, blood? That's metal.
Yeah, blood.
Metal.
And it's just so useful that the Batman recognizes, hey, that must be someone asking me to come here.
That looks like a half-assed bat symbol. Yeah, it must be for me. It couldn't possibly be a trap by the cops or anything. Only my girlfriend of 5 minutes will get to do that.
But she's in purple, and I'm just like, maybe we could have just done something not Catwoman.
I love purple. Did you ever dance with the Devil in the Pale Moon?
Oh, he's a racist too.
Whores. How many whores can you fit in one sentence? No, I'm sorry. Sorry, everyone.
Be careful. There's a baby huntress in there.
Yeah, but now that baby hunter is all hopped up on laudanum and heroin, so.
Wouldn't be the first, baby.
Don't give DC any ideas. And here, let me twirl my mustache while I tell you my evil plot.
I know, I'm just waiting on him.
Well, that's what.
Let me take 5 minutes to explain so Batman can get here.
Dude, they should have made this as a silent film. It would have been better.
That old timey music. Look, he was a lefty, Charlie, but he killed with his right to throw off suspicion.
That's how you do it. Everybody.
Actually,
the cop would know that. He's a copy.
Yes, but what they actually implied there was that he was beaten in Catholic school to not use his left hand.
Which was a thing, right?
They say it was a thing. It is possibly one of those urban legends that got, like, people. Here's what I'll tell you.
Nuns are mean in Catholic school. I will attest to that.
That doesn't mean it was the necessity of the universe. You know, oftentimes like ask an evil place and discuss humans in that time as not human, essentially, for a level of evil. But, you know, the fact of the matter is people just were people back then, just are now.
That is a terrible boxing stance. Ugh.
This is a cartoon. And
he looks like the damn kangaroo from Bugs Bunny. I can't.
That's like the old school cliche thing, you know. It's in the late 1800s.
Yeah. It's clobbering time.
I must box like. Oh. Charlie, don't put that on this movie.
Wrong universe.
It's clobbering time. Don't put that on this movie.
Dude, I seriously need to get me one of those things that say it's clobbering time. Like, I gotta. Come on, Disney. Don't let me down when the merger goes through. I need Fantastic Four merch for as far as the eye can see.
Mm-hmm. It's clobbering time. Fight me, nerds. Or fight me, nerds. It's clobbering time.
God, this. I don't know why.
All she would need to do is jump out of the burning car when it gets to the ground, and it is going at 15 miles an hour, so it's going to get to the ground relatively.
Oh yes, that's
quickly.
right. That's right, and the human body can survive speeds of up to 35 miles an hour.
In theory, it's not like anyone.
Well, that's what Hugo said.
Except on the train we saw at the beginning of this show, which we know can get all the way up to 88 miles an hour.
Ooh, a whole whopping 88 miles.
Gotta go back in time.
I guess this was something you didn't see coming. I guess that was their argument. It's like, look, if we make it Harvey Dent, everyone's going to see it coming. Make it Richard Strange, everyone's going to see it coming. Honestly, they could have made it, adult Barbara, and probably people wouldn't have seen it coming.
I thought it was going to be the Joker, maybe, but then prostitutes.
Yeah. So basically, we need to assume that Gordon has a lot of repressed homosexuality, and that is why he lashes out in this way.
That, or he was
basically
beaten by his mother, and he's taking it out on all women or something.
Well, there's definitely a misogyny here, which is not uncommon among the closeted, people that suffer.
Yeah, but he took it way past, and he was killing women.
Yeah. No, well, I know that, and I'm saying, this is why it's best to have an open society where people can just be who they are.
Ah, look. Batman got out of the cuffs and said he paid Houdini $300 for that trick. Wayne money.
Yeah.
Pyramid money.
I don't get paid for that.
Really weird thing to say, Houdini.
Real money.
Given that Houdini just had double jointed thumbs and could just dislocate his thumb, that's how you get out of cuffs.
Well,
just dislocate your thumb.
He goes, here, I'll tell you my trick. It'd be $300. $300 says double joint. Pop your thumb,
double jointed thumb.
Pop your thumb, bro.
Good luck, Brucey.
$300, I'll tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll probably have to break yours, but that's okay.
After the first couple of times, it'll be.
And Houdini wasn't around in 1892. Houdini was an early 1900s phenom. If you said Houdini in 1892, no one's going to know who you're talking about. They're going to be like,
well,
I'm sorry, who?
Maybe the book was in 1892. Maybe this is a couple of years later, because they never do give us a year on here, do they?
Nope, they don't.
Keep it vague. DC, keep it vague.
What is it? So this is basically Gotham, where it's all the cops have flip phones.
That triggers me so hard. I just
Oh, look who rides to the rescue. Giles and the boys.
Needs to like he's got it as bad as Bruce does when it comes to taking in young boys. I'm just saying. I'm really starting to wonder, bro.
Everybody knows he's Batman now.
Hey, he needs a new punching bag. What? Well, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna,
Did Gordon die? Did he kill Gordon?
Well, Gordon kind of killed himself. He kind of dropped himself into the fire. Well, yeah.
He should let him be smashed by the trash compactor dancing from the back plane, and that would have been perfect.
The kids have to know he's Batman.
And it finally falls, killing him.
The kids have to know he's Batman. You know, when you're training cannon fodder. I mean, Robins.
Yeah.
To be fair, only one really ended up as cannon fodder. That's a pretty good Batman.
No, every Robin has either died or
now she takes off the cap and you see her long hair, right? No? Okay.
No.
I'm telling you that she's Kelly. That's the red-haired one. That's why she's the most capable Robin. The best Robin, if you will.
The end.
Since there is no Dickie.
Ugh, Jennifer Carpenter.
That was the end of that, huh? Who's Jennifer Carpenter?
Air Strong is Marlene.
If you watch Dexter, it's the female lead in Dexter. She was also the female lead in Limitless on CBS.
Okay. Just let me know when you get to
she's like one of those scream queens. She was in a couple scary movies too.
We got through that poop show.
Scary movies or scary movies?
No, like scary, like horror movies. Like early 2000s.
So like not from the Wayans brothers.
No, not from the Wayans. She wasn't one of those parody movies though, and not another teen movie maybe.
No. Yeah, that was okay. That was an okay.
Hated.
Okay, this is a straight up D+ for me, just so you guys know.
Oh, I was gonna give it a C. Harsh.
A lot of people kept telling me it was good, and I'm just like, where, when, why?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was good, but I'll give it a C.
Nice.
We're graded on the DC curve.
No, that's what
I can't even. I'm like, here's the thing. I don't know if I can grade this film. It's like. I'm looking at it, and
okay.
it was better than that Batman Harley Quinn we watched.
No, it wasn't. It's better than the Killing Joke, but it wasn't better than Batman and Harley Quinn.
Did someone inject you with heroin?
Okay, here's what I'll say. Batman Harley Quinn was not a good movie, but Batman Harley Quinn didn't pretend to be a good movie.
What is crappiness right on?
Nobody watching Batman Harley Quinn was waiting for that to be a good movie.
Exactly. They shot Harley Quinn in it for no reason. We all knew what it was.
They pretended.
Yeah, it was clearly a cash grab, and that's fine. That's how you make that. That's how you sell your T-shirts. Had it been Tara Strong, I think it would have been a lot better.
No, that's.
But the girl from Big Bang Theory,
Melissa Rauch.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm nothing against Melissa Rauch, but she's no Tara Strong. That's all I'm saying.
Amen.
As far as
when are they going to redo Batman the animated series while they still have all those people? You still have
you can't redo that.
You can't recapture that magic. I'm sorry, Phil. Like there's just like even at the end of Batman the animated series, it turned to poop.
Bring in the same creators, the same voices. You can't.
They tried that with some of the movies and it still didn't work, Phil.
These movies are crap. I mean, you follow the path of the animated series.
I'm sure all about it. All anyone ever tells me is that DC's animated universe is spectacular.
Who says that? I don't know.
Not the modern
everybody
one.
Online.
Yeah, the older stuff was better.
This new stuff is cool.
Once they do 52, this crap after Justice League War, it was just.
Yeah.
War, what is a good for?
I don't know. What's the one where they did all the Silver Age people? That was kind of cool. I like that one.
Oh, was that New Frontier?
New Frontier, that's a good one.
New Frontier, I like New Frontier.
Well, that's what we're saying. Back then, they were the animated stuff was better.
Post 2000.
Yeah. So here's the thing with this whole thing.
What?
Like I said, Batman Harley Quinn didn't pretend to be a good movie. This, I think, wanted to be a good movie. Sort of like Killing Joke, which I still haven't seen. it wanted to be a good movie, but
well, once they had Batman sleeping with his
think,
best friend's daughter,
Yeah, well, that's a whole other bag of hammers. Although apparently now Gordon's a serial killer, so it makes sense. Here's what I'll say. I think that this was a film that was too much in its own head, because it's based on a book that apparently was from, apparently from what you guys tell me, 1989.
Well, they rewrote the whole thing. Like we said, the character who's the original killer wasn't even in the movie.
Like, why even call it Gotham by Gaslight? Just call it Steampunk. Well, or it's not Steampunk. Call it Steampunk Batman or something.
They basically took the setting and like the general stuff, and it's a whole different. It's a different story.
Well, exactly. They told a different story set in this quasi universe because it is an established story, and they didn't want. This is what I say about all adaptations.
Stick to the source material.
Don't want to spoil ourselves. We don't want to spoil ourselves. So they do have to do things that are somewhat different.
Is that what smells?
At the same time, you don't want to do something so different. So, for example, since this character that is the killer in this is somebody I've never heard of, you could have kept the killer the same, and I still wouldn't have heard of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So going to Gordon with this was a mistake. But they were trying to think, who's the most unlikely? What's going to be the most shocking? And then someone said, what if Gordon was secretly this crazed Victorian cop who hates prostitutes and women? His own wife even,
It's kind of like the Halloween, too, but executed less well.
Oh, I was going to say give us the long Halloween, but not if they do it like this. No.
Was Gordon the villain in the Long Halloween?
No.
It's just saying that how they built up the guy. Well, we did discuss the Long Halloween, you, me, and Tyler. I don't know if it's on the feed somewhere.
It's somewhere, but
look it up, people. It's there.
Maybe before the bat, but 12 episodes and Charlie never heard, or was it 12 or 13? Charlie didn't hear it.
I watched a lot. I listened to a lot of the Before the Bats, but not all of them, because
He's
not
got
all
kids,
of us
man.
Can spend all day. Yeah, I got lots of stuff, man. See, Phil doesn't know because he has one kid, and with one kid, you can zone defense them with your partner.
I procreated twice. What? No, I'm talking about.
Oh, you're saying I procreated twice.
Yes.
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm not saying it's an achievement, Phil. I'm just saying when you have more than one kid, you can't zone them. You can't have you time
playing defense,
because as soon as you walk into the house, one or both are immediately on you. And once one is with one, then the other one will go to the other one just to, make sure that no one ever has 5 minutes to themselves. Yeah, I know, Lilith, laugh it up. I mean, you made the right choice in life, and that's fine. Don't rub it in.
Ben Tristan, I'm sorry. Ben Tristan, I'm sorry I brought this up.
No, it's I love them. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't trade them for all the world, but yeah, people without kids have disposable income.
I love my children.
They can do things whenever. No, I'm just saying, Israel's
Tristan, I'm sorry.
You have kids, you wouldn't trade them for all that freedom and enjoyment. But if you don't have kids, quite frankly, you can't possibly see the advantage to it.
Tristan, I didn't ask for this. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Tristan. I'm sorry, man. Anyway.
Oh, they know.
Oh, we didn't get through this on Super Connectivity. Charlie, did you read Amazing Spider-Man?
No. I have read no comic. Not yet. I'll try and read it. I got my Superman out, my new Superman out of Hawk recently. I am so behind on shop. I had to tell my comic dealer, stop pulling until I
new Superman.
Made good with my debt, you know.
The dealer got some new Superman.
So yeah, I am like not getting any comics now. I haven't even read the last issue of Gwenpool.
You didn't even read Gwenpool?
That's only $4. I think I might do it digitally. You know. Yeah,
come to the digital side. Yes.
Lil Hellfire says, "Come to the dark side." I
gotta pay down my debt.
Digital is the best.
I gotta pay down my debt, man. Yeah, well, you see, no, because I can't be always digital because I care too much about the guys who sell comics.
The brick and mortar. That's right, Lil.
Yeah.
How
Those
dare
people
you?
have faces to me, Lil.
Fight me, digital nerd.
What happens is if I were to move outside of my area and I didn't know who the comic guy is, then possibly I could go digital. But so long as I live in a place where I know who the comic book guy is, I can't ever walk away from that because they need me to keep their business afloat. They need nerds to buy comic books.
Let it go.
That's what Lil said.
Sure, but, you know. Anyway, so my grade on Gotham by Gaslight, A+.
What? That was sarcasm, right?
No. Yeah. Sorry. No, I just like I said. You know what?
I'm gonna down, Charlie. Just do it.
You know what? He's gonna say.
I mean, if you want to do A+,
it's a. You know what? He's gonna say it's not an F because it's not a failure. It's not a spectacular failure.
Yeah,
it is just so middle of the road and pedestrian. It's a D+. It's
Yay.
like it's passing. It's passing. Maybe even high passing, but it's like, you know, it was a film that didn't try, or that tried too hard and got too much. That's what I'll say.
Sorry.
Okay, we're gonna do this for the rest of the night, or are we gonna call it a night?
Oh, now he's in a rush to see those kids all of a sudden.
Oh no, my kids aren't here. I'm in a rush to go.
Oh, now I know what he's in a rush for.
Let's wrap
watch
it up.
broadcast. No, my wife's already asleep. I didn't know we were doing this tonight, so yeah, I've missed my window of opportunity. Thank you very much, Philip.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Just go look for some parodies.
No, I'm gonna go watch Netflix. Probably watch the next episode of Punisher.
Okay. All right, so we're done.
Yes.
All right, everyone.
I guess so.
Why, you have something else?
I did have one recommendation.
What?
Altered Carbon on Netflix.
I've been hearing
the first
things.
book right now,
Yeah.
and it holds up pretty good to it's a good adaptation.
Me too. I hear things.
Okay.
So yeah, now we can do Shameless.
But is it a good book? That's a good adaptation. Doesn't mean
book.
the actual source material was good.
No. I like the first book. It's 2 more books that I have to read, but the first book is pretty good.
Cool.
Okay. Well, I will. It's on the list. That and Black Mirror.
All right.
Okay.
Now let's get to my many plugs. If you want to recommend another movie for us to watch, doesn't even have to be animated or whatever you want to hear, Capes and Lunatics at gmail.com, facebook.com/Capes and Lunatics, at Capes Lunatics on Twitter, or the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-Capes. Now to the plugs. Are you a big fan of superheroes? Are you a big fan of Black History Month? Check out the 2 YouTube exclusives Lil Hellfire and I did last night on YouTube. Black Panther, Black Lightning, and the Heroes of Color, and our review of Spawn #1 from 1992. Aren't we timely?
Ooh.
It got some views, but and of course, like I've been saying, in March 31st, come see me. What?
Oh, I'm just saying, why didn't that show up in my Facebook feed? I haven't been on Facebook as much as I usually am, but that should have gotten right in my feed.
What, our YouTube exclusives?
Yeah. You do post those to Facebook, don't you?
I didn't post those. We just did them last night, but Don't you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Charlie Esther? It'll pop right up. Hit the bell, Charlie Esther. Oh, he doesn't practice.
I hit the bell, but I hit so many bells. I have to clear everything off the bell.
Hypocrite. All right, Charlie Esther, your wife's asleep, so just go on YouTube and hit that bell.
Watch it tonight. Share them to Facebook, since apparently no one else understands how social media works in this.
Oh, don't you even? Who posts all this stuff to social media? Not you, my friend.
This is true. I'm just saying.
He's full of apple juice and curds that need to be posted.
I'm just saying, because if you post to Facebook, it's going to wind up in someone else's feed, and that's going to create your digital hub.
Don't get me out of here. I'm not one of your kids.
I am not a social influencer, but I am a social hub. I cross over a lot of. I am basically that middle person in those 6 degrees of separation. So if it gets into my feed, if it gets into my feed, that's what pushes it viral. Because I'm going to be the person that when I repost it, it gets seen by a wide group of people, making it much more likely that it's going to get sent out.
Is anyone buying this?
Actually, Facebook isn't the best social sharing social media. It's Twitter and Instagram for the most part. If you want engagement, it's Facebook. If you want ads and like stuff like that, it's Facebook. But anyway, if you guys want, if you nerds want to,
I guess I just believe in.
Or you want to live tweet Legends of Tomorrow, where John Constantine is appearing this Monday. You can follow me at Lil Hellfire. For everything else, at Adventures in FG, Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Adventures in FG. And Philip, you can go last with your personal plugs.
Well, I haven't done it all yet. I just did a rant about social media.
I know, and you stepped on my plugs.
I don't.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Charlie. Give us the song and dance.
Well, you can interrupt him. He interrupted me.
That's okay. Yeah. Oh, I interrupted you? What were you saying?
Well,
oh, you were plugging the thing.
And March 31st, I'll be at
You're plugging the thing you didn't actually get.
Comic show and comic and toy show at the brewery, Charlie. Go to myrivertown.com. And we were mentioned on a podcast in Australia, my friends.
Whose podcast?
We were.
Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast.
Is that why they're following us? I saw that they followed us.
They like my Moon Knight blog. We got a shout out on the last episode, and I don't know how far in the future, but you might hear it's coming up. You might hear a familiar guest narrator for an episode.
Ooh.
We're going international, baby.
There you go, man. This is how you do it. See,
right.
And now Philip is becoming a social hub.
United States, Australia, pincer move, people.
All
right. Father of the Year, Charlie Esser. Where can people
write to me about my wonderful parenting at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog. It's all one word, people, at gmail.com. And of course, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet things when I feel like it. And there's actually things to live tweet, not the Olympics. At Charlie Esser. That's the.
That's why everything's off.
Okay. RLIEESSER. You know it. Look for the 2 E's in the middle for savings and quality.
Savings
at Twitter. Good knocked. Play us out of here, Philip.
All right, everyone. For another week. Next week we're gonna go Saturday night for our Black Panther review.
Yes.
Black Panther. But for another week, this has been the Capes
and
the Lunatics.
Because no one else would be. But oh yeah, next week a good movie. We'll review a good movie, probably Black Panther.
That's what they say. So good, even the SIWs couldn't hate it.
That's what Charlie was saying before. Even Fox News gave it a glowing.
Yeah, man, they were like, Just too dang good.
Sorry, Mr. President.
Just like Chief Wiggums said when Homer Simpson stole Ned's town crier hat, and Ned said, do something, he says, what, Ned? But just too dang good.
And the Simpsons will show us the way.